Hi, welcome back to Mechanic Garage. It's been a while since I've made a video on repairs of the cars. Just a couple of shorts earlier on. I was away all weekend at car show, so I'm going to make a bit of effort and try and get something done on the Fabia. I'm going to go at the headlights because they are quite badly faded and dull. Probably not quite MOT failure, but they wouldn't be far off, plus they look horrible. These aren't as bad on the scrap car, but they're cloudy. These are actually considerably worse, so I could swap them over, but I'm not going to do. You can see it close up. It's really blurry and horrible, just with sunlight and sitting there for forever. So what I'm going to do is sand them down to get rid of the dull face, the dull mucky crappy bit. Start off with I won't say coarse grit, ladybird. I won't say coarse grit, but enough to remove that without scratching deep. And make sure you give them a good clean off as well. But then go down to 2000 grit and then machine polish them up. I haven't got any UV protective liquid at the minute, which I'm going to get because I've done them before and fairly quickly they go back to being dull again. So get all the crap off and go from there. Right. Because you're going to be sanding it, you need to be careful of this area around here. It's easy to scratch it and cause damage. So what you do is give it a quick wipe down, make sure there's no bits on it, mask it up. You may have to replace the tape a little bit once you've done it a couple of times and the water will get to it. What I tend to do is chuck a blanket over the engine, because when you start polishing it, if there's excess white muck and polish flying everywhere, it literally goes everywhere. So for now, that'll do. But what you need to do, just make sure it's clean before you start. If there's any grit, so just give them a good wipe over to start with, and where you're going to be working. Any grit that gets picked up in it, it'll just cause a lot more scratches, and the more you scratch it, the more you've got to polish it to get them out. So if they are quite bad, I mean they're just dull and clouded. You get some that are really badly yellow and lumpy. I mean, you can feel the actual surface degraded. So what I'll do to start with, move my stuff out of the way. And then I'll quickly leave, start getting in your way. I'll start off with 400 lightly, just to get through the worst of it. But just for now, just being gentle. In fact, I've just got it all wrong because I forgot to tape up the edges. Now it's wet. Alright, so I'll go around the edge carefully. And straight away you can see the muck coming off it. Yeah, you know I said about taping up so you don't scratch it. Yeah, I forgot, even though I just said it. So I'll just be dead careful around the edge because it's all wet now, it ain't going to stick. I tend to go in a straight movement when you're cutting through. Polishing, go round in circles, cutting straight lines. I got told that years ago, I just always have done. Whether it's has any actual effect, I don't know, but it was an old guy who'd been doing stuff for years that told me. So you'll get an idea, because it'll all be dull now obviously, but you'll have an idea if there's any patches that are still a bit grey or murky, but rather than just dull now. bring you into look there. You can see it's just all completely clouded over now, but it's smooth. It hasn't got like the mottled effect like that side has. So what you're doing, cleaning up the surface to get rid of the muck and the build up of thing. It looks terrible now, like, but that just feels a lot smoother, and that's only 400. So then it's a big jump to 2000. 2000 is what they use for body paintwork. So if it's good enough to sand down paintwork and then polish it up, it's good enough for this. But certainly I wouldn't go any lower than 400. But, same again. And this will take a little bit longer because it's a lot finer. You get right around your edges. So that's not far off already. This 2000 just smooths it over. In the end, just check for any dull areas that you may have missed. It's already looking a lot better, and yeah, okay, it's wet, but there you go, it's wet, but you can actually see the reflector inside now. So it's not a particularly long process, it's just having the right stuff to do it. And once you've done that, again, it'll be slightly dull, but not as dull as before. Then you can start with the cutting agent. This way you cover the engine up. Although, it depends, if you don't go too mad with it. Just that white stuff and white grotty crap everywhere. Just gets everywhere, especially into plastics if they're a bit rough and things. So an old blanket or something over the engine. Less things to faff with later. Yeah, that feels a lot smoother. A lot better. Here's an extra cut polishing compound. You may find like your cheapy white masking tape just sort of drops to bits when it gets wet, so you're better off getting a little bit better quality one, just so that you don't have a sticky mess to get rid of afterwards. But generally it's not going to be on that long, so it should be okay. So yeah, just a basic case of going over, wiping it, testing it, see what happens. Get right in the corner and all the way along the bottom edge. Get different grades of sponge polishing pads. That one's quite a firm one. It's quite a firm one to get the initial cut done. There you go, instantly. It's silver now, not grey. There's more to go yet, but Obviously there's more to do, but you can see the difference already, look. It doesn't really cost anything. Doesn't really take that much time. And that probably would do like that, but I'm going to go to a softer pad and do it again on a lighter cut. Put a bit more smooth, then I'm going to polish them. Just normal car bodywork polish. They've got UV filters in the better polish anyway. That'll help for now. Don't forget your top edge, because when the bonnet's shut you can just about see this. It'd be no good if that was grey along there. No, that's infinitely better already. Actually, smoother compound. Just give it a wipe down. I'm quite impressed myself, let alone with you. Look. That's come up really well. There's no imperfections, there's no marks, no stone chips. I mean, a bit of splattering going around the edges, but it's a lot easier to clean it off a little area than a big area. Change of pad. This one's a lot softer for the polishing side. Squidge your polish. It's obviously the wrong size, but it'll stop me catching out. Getting right into your corners. Better. And just get some polishing that off now. Get this off. Careful not to pull any paint off if you've had any resprays done or touching up or anything like that, because it can pull it off, and I don't want you wrecking your car. Just get that clean around the edge. Yeah, see what I mean about here? It's all splattered. If that's everywhere, it's just little white dots. If that's everywhere, it's a lot more hassle to get rid of. And that's that one done. Infinitely better. Exactly the same light on the other side, it was in the same condition. So you can't even see through the indicator. Can't see any of the bulbs really. On this side, see the bulbs, you can see the ridges and the reflectors. See, that's the orange in the indicator, everything. Now that simple thing makes so much difference. So much better. Not a lot of time, not all that much effort, but you can certainly see the difference there. Well worth doing. Right, on to the next one now. The sun's in the wrong place, you can't see me. However, I'm going to do this on time lapse because you've seen me do it once. Same again. It'll be an awfully long, slightly dull video. So, I'm going to start here and you'll be able to watch it in a lot shorter time. massive improvement. Both of them done. The sun's made that look dull, but the idea was to show you it's a lot better. You get the gist. The light will be a lot clearer now as well. So yeah, that one's got a little bit of cobweb in it. You can get through from behind with a screwdriver with a bit of soft cloth on the end just to wipe that out, just literally in the bottom corner. But other than that, I think that's well worth the working time involved. Right, that'll do me for now. A bit more work on the project that this will do for any car that's got plastic headlights. They tend to go yellow and bleach the sun and gravel and wind and rain and generally the age, and they go dull, as you've seen. I did the Rover 75 ones, they're the same. They're a bit more awkward because they're down in holes, but once the bumper's off they're stood out on stalks like a snail, so they were quite easy to do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Any comments? If you want to try it, just be careful. Make sure your pad stays damp with polishing stuff. Don't press too hard. And as I say, you can do it by hand. It'll take a little bit longer, but you can do it by hand and you get more control over it. Just watch the paintwork around it, because it doesn't take long to get through, especially if you're using a coarse abrasive. So thanks very much for watching, and I'm going to leave because it's a wasp. Get off. Yeah.